So we're still in 1.3, and we're going to talk more about piecewise functions. And in this specific one, we're going to be graphing. So remember, the piecewise function has two or more parts to it. In this one, we have two parts. And it says the function is equal to 3 if x is less than or equal to -1. That means that the input is -1 or below. Numbers like -1, -1.2, -1.5, -2, -100. All of those are -1 or below, and we would choose this piece. So remember, you only choose the one piece. It is not necessary to put your input into both pieces. You follow what is the input, and I'm going to choose this piece if it's below -1. Now, if your input is above -1, so this means above -1, not including -1, above -1. Those are numbers like -0.99, -0.75, -0.5, 0, 1, 100. All of those are above -1. So when you graph this, you're going to graph it in two parts. Partial table of coordinates, because if the number is below, if it's -1 or below, we choose 3. And if it is -1 or above, we choose x minus 2. So we have two tables. Now normally we have an input-output table or an XY table, but in this last column, we are going to write the ordered pair because it will help us graph the equation. So this is my input-output table for the function if x is less than or equal to -1. All of these numbers here are -1 or below. So, and then I'm going to write my input-output as an ordered pair. So, if I input -1, the output is 3. If I input -2, there's no x here, right? So it's 3. Every time I input a number that's -1 or below, the output is the same. It's 3. So I'm going to write the ordered pair -1, +3, -2, +3, and -3, +3. And that's what I will graph for that part of the graph. And so if I scroll to the next page, I can start plotting those points. So the first point was -1, 3. The next point, -2, 3. -3, 3. And it would continue on forever for -1 and below. So just would be 3. So that's that piece. Notice I'm not doing this because when it is above -1, the output's not 3. So I'm only graphing that piece of the graph. Now I will go on and I will graph the other piece of the graph. And I'm going to change this and I'm going to say, I'm going to use a different color to indicate that I'm at above -1. So above -1. Now we already know what's going to happen at -1. It's going to be 3. Now we'll talk about why they put this here in a minute. So I'm going to add one more point. So this will be my input. This will be my output. And this will be my ordered pair column. And I'm going to use this table when my input is x greater than -1. So when x is 0, let's see. I'm going to plug 0 in here. 0 minus 2, I get -2. When x is 1, I'm going to plug in 1 here. 1 minus 2, -1. When I plug in 2, I'll get 2 minus 2, which is 0. So writing these as ordered pairs, I have 0, -2. I have 1, -1. And I have 2, 0. So I've got 3 ordered pairs to graph for this piece of the function. So for this piece of the function, I'm going to graph it in red. And the 3 ordered pairs I have are 0, -2, 1, -1, and 2, 0. And I'm going to see whatever I put in there, it's going to subtract 2 from. So it would be 3, and 3 minus 2 is 1, 4 minus 2. So I'm going to get this look. So I take a straight edge and I just connect my dots. Now, notice there's a part missing. What about when it's between, when the x value is between 0 and -1? Well, what's happening? What part of the graph is that? Between 0 and -1 is this part of the graph. Because you could have -0.99, you could have these are all numbers between 0 and -1. We have to represent those two, so we have to have something drawn on here. Well, that's why they put this here, because we want to see where is it going. If you were to plug in -1 here, where is it headed? So I'm just going to plug in -1. I know that -1 isn't on there, but I know -0.99999 is. And if I plug in something close to that, -1 minus 2, I'll get -3. I'll have another ordered pair, -1, -3. But it's an open interval, not including this. So that's the endpoint, but it's open. So how do I indicate that on the graph? -1, -3, I'm going to put an open circle there and then a line, because now I've filled in those parts between 0 and -1. So you've got this piece and then it jumps to this piece. So -1 will be on this blue line and -0.99999 will be on the red line. And so this is an example of when you graph a piecewise function.